First of all, I think your analysis was very straight line. History doesn't run in a straight line.
Kid, you cannot tell your neighbor he is stealing ducks when you are stealing frogs.
As High Commissioner, I was wrong. As Charandas Prasad, I reacted naturally how any person would have.
I did not come here for that kind of abuse. I did not come here for that kind of abuse. If you're going to go around that road, I'll walk off.
But it's all okay once they're talking. If they weren't talking, I could not have been here today.
You got ADHD. I got nothing.
Calm down.
I think I've done enough in terms of taking our team out of trouble from losing.
Tomorrow, Taylor. That's good. I'm reading the script now, and the first person that comes to my mind to play a detective,
Yes,
but
the
an
detective.
erratic
Michael
detective,
Rodriguez.
is Michael Rodriguez.
Why an African slap an Indian? Why a man and slap a woman? No, girl, how you deal with that? You deal with that.
We must encourage platforms like this because it brings together different people and allows for discussions to take place in our country on a multiplicity of fundamental issues.
Kingdom, you apologizing for something you think I did is wrong. I don't want you to do that, and you should not have done that.
Well, we were having
Hi there, welcome to the Freddie Kissoon Show. This is our Friday night call-in program. We go from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. Sharing or co-hosting with me this evening is the controversial Ginger Besessa. So I guess some of you only waiting to pounce on him. So, once again, good evening. Ginger Besessa is sharing the console with me. Call in and tell us anything you want to talk about, anything that's on your mind. We have a topic. That doesn't mean you should stick to the topic. We're not sticking you to the topic, but the topic is Asha Kissoon, one of the most despicable episode in the history of Caribbean politics. I mean, when you look at all the dimensions of the Asha Kissoon thing, it really stinks to high heaven. And that explains why in today's Guyana, there isn't one political party, one person from any political party, or anybody in Guyana that has written something, said something on social media that the lady is a good lady, let her stay there. Because what she has done, no human being would accept. And what is more important is that even if you want to accept what she's doing, she is not telling you anything to make you want to accept her. She is just squatting on the seat. Let's just tell you what is the origin of this thing, and then you could call in. If you calling in before I will give way to the caller. Ginger Besessa is with me this evening. That's the landline, and that's the WhatsApp number for our diaspora friends, 693-5188. Now, what did Asha Kissoon do? The three parties, the New Movement, Liberty and Justice Party, and ANU came together under the representation of the People's Act, found out that you could have something called a join the list, meaning all these political parties join up and they will collect
the votes.
When their votes are joined and it's over 5,000, they get a seat. So these three parties join and they got a seat, and they agree that the seat will rotate. First, it will be Schumann, then it will be Anug. Schumann got 2,500, Schumann got 2,600, Anu got 2,300. Asha Kissoon didn't count. But she signed the joining list. She got 240 votes. So she got 204, which in the election doesn't matter. She should not have been there anyway. But she signed to join the list, which means she has to have a couple of minutes, hours, days, weeks in Parliament. So she was allocated 3 months. And when the Schumann resigned as part of the principle of the joinder agreement, the next representation was to be from Anouk. But Anouk said to her, look, we are going to take this seat for 2 years. You don't know what can happen and you may not get any parliamentary experience. The election may be before. So go and take 3 months and have an experience in Parliament, and then we will take over for the rest of the 2 years. And they agreed. And when the 3 months was up, she said she's not leaving. 243, not 290, not 390, 243 votes, which count for nothing in an election. So the lady just said, I am not moving. This is one of the most degenerate episodes in Guyanese politics, and I don't think it has a parallel in the Caribbean. The lady was given 3 months as a generosity of her joinder colleague. She stays after the 3 months, and she's not saying anything to the Guyanese people, anything to the 2,300 voters that voted for Anouk. Leonard Craig shared the platform with me Wednesday, and he said, listen, what you need to do is explain to the Guyanese people, I have this project, and this project is going to take 18 months, and this project is going to benefit Parliament, governance, and Guyana. And so you see this document, and you say, well, this lady is brilliant.
Some justification.
So, but the lady is just there and staying there. And so the Starbucks News made a telephone call to her. And she said, I am there legally, which is not the point. We don't know if she's there legally, or if she's there legally, she agreed with Anouk to take 3 months and then share the parliamentary seat with Anouk. So we don't know, and that's not the question of the speaker. It's not a question whether the speaker is right or wrong, GCOM is right or wrong. Asha Kissoon agreed with the joinder agreement to serve 3 months in Parliament. What is she doing there?
Even if it's not a legality, it's a moral issue, man. So the morality is not there. There's some confusion as to the joinder list, because you're getting one feedback that says the party with the highest vote actually gets the seat. I am not certain about that. That's one.
No, but that defeats the purpose of the joinder list.
No,
why would you?
I understand that, but they might not have looked carefully into the.
Well, it could be, but
could be. Well, anyway, let me go back to the point that they allowed her to go before them, and when she does something like this, it calls into question the character of the individual. Forget the legalities and whatever. It's immorality.
Well, we could talk.
Right.
We could talk anything about her. She dare not sue. What she's going to sue and say? But then again, she could sue, and we have to go a lawyer. So be careful with character.
I'm saying it's a moral issue, right? It's a moral issue, and it reflects the character. I'm not saying it's a bad character.
Right. It reflects who she is.
It reflects the character of the person.
Yeah.
I haven't said.
Yeah, there's nothing libelous about that.
I never said. I don't forget I have an LLB too, so I know what I am careful. But so that's the real issue. But there's some other issues. We cannot excuse some of the other people, because GCOM. I don't know why GCOM acted the way it did, but both parties, the PPP and the PNC, joined together to pass a law in Parliament to recall any MP that they want to recall, from the list. So if you are in Parliament and they don't like what you're doing, they could recall you. Of course, that's a further blow to democracy, and that's a further indication of the dictatorship of the list system, where all powers lie in the head of the list instead of the people of the country in terms of
you got a call?
No, it's not ringing. Oh. So that is the issue. So the head of the list wrote to GCOM requesting the recall of Asha Kissoon. GCOM should have acted upon it. Some says the speaker was written to, I don't know. But GCOM is now admitting that they're at fault. But that's ridiculous. You have all these bright people in GCOM. The head of GCOM is probably a senior counsel. And she was a judge.
With immense experience. Court of Appeal, right up to the Court of Appeal.
And the head of the list, which I think is Gerald Ford, wrote to them and requested a recall, and they did not act upon it. So, like, nobody is interested in the rule of law in this country. And to my mind, the rule of law in this country has been shattered. And it started from the top. It started from the top because let's not only talk about enforcing traffic laws, it's time to start enforcing other laws in this country, you know? But she'll be remembered in the mind of people, and she will be a historical figure in a negative way.
But Cesar, there's so many sordid dimensions of this thing that maybe all Guyanese should sign a petition for her to be charged under the law and thrown in jail. Let me tell you some of the sordid things about the Asha Kissoon affair. This guy, these three people, Mr. Ralph Ramkaran, Mr. Lennox Schumann, and Asha Kissoon met and signed a thing that they join the list and they will have rotating representation in Parliament. The man with the most votes, Lennox Schumann, served this 2 years and then based on the join the thing said, I'm gone.
At least his principle.
I'm gone, right? Now what Asha Kissoon did, she took that man's political culture, she took that man's embrace of principles, took it, benefit from it, and then threw it into the gutter because she is not doing what the man did. So there would have been no Asha Kissoon if Lennox Schumann was like Asha Kissoon. If Lennox Schumann had said, you know something, I like this thing, man.
I can stay here.
I like this thing. I can stay here.
Speaker too. Deputy Speaker, you know.
Nah, this thing nice. I get in a salary for Deputy Speaker. I get in a parliamentarian salary. And if I go to 5 years, I can get a parliamentary pension. I think I stay. But he didn't say that. He said, under the agreement, I have to give way. So that is one. You got a call here?
Like, they come true.
Oh,
but not only that, who is supposed to be the member of parliament for Anog? You know?
Yes, a lady named Althea King. But listen,
but they also would have been next. They also, you know, just to benefit her, yielded and allowed her to go into parliament before them.
And you know what was the reason? This whole thing is sordid. I just brought up one. Sordidness number one, with a principal, Lennox Schumann being a principal man. Sordidness number two. Here, how she got into parliament. The next representation from the jungle list was Anug. And this is what Anug said to her. Our thing is 2.5 years. You may not get right. Because when time comes, you may have parliament may be provoked for election or something. So go and sit there for 3 months and get some experience. So that is sordidness number two. Here, what is sordidness number three? When the thing, her time had come, Anug nominated a woman who grew up in a poor way in Monkey Mountain. Spent her teenagehood in Monkey Mountain. And it would have been nice for Ginger, for somebody from Monkey Mountain to become a parliamentarian.
Exactly.
Look, I discussed this thing with Leonard Craig. I can't think of anybody that was in the hierarchy of the army, the police force, a UG lecturer, UG administrator, rise in the level of education, the education sector, the business sector, the government from Monkey Mountain. And it would have been nice. That woman would have put Monkey Mountain on the map, and so we had a parliamentarian from that remote area. And I appealed to her, to Asha Kissoon, give the lady a chance. We finished with 2024. We enter 2025. Parliament has to be prorogued 3 months before the election. So let's say the election is November. Parliament October, September, August. So if that lady Althea King is going to get any chance of being a parliamentarian, it has to be between January and July. And
you know, there's another aspect.
if she
to it.
could just give the lady
The other aspect I was just thinking about, you know, the gender issue. There's just talk that you males were running the world, and we females can do better. Now she goes in there as a female, and as far as I'm concerned, she has discredited. She demonstrated that what they're saying is not necessarily so.
She's an embarrassment to feminism, because
exactly.
I don't understand why the women groups are saying, look, you can't do this.
Can't do this, right?
Women are much more superior gender. They think
do better than the males,
right.
More morality.
Right.
And she does.
And everybody in this world tend to give way to the woman thing. So because they're the basis of civilization.
The women's organization should
Nobody said
come out
anything.
Against. But look what you do. You're giving us a bad name. The guy generously give you the position, and look what you're doing. You know, you're making women look bad.
But she's she's of a kind.
I tell you,
I mean, the woman is saying anything. The woman gone into almost a year now, and the woman is saying,
is it the money? I don't know.
But how could it be the money?
I don't know.
If it's the money, then it's more disgraceful.
I don't know what it is.
But what she has to know is that the two giant parties have not come out in support of her. None of the small parties have come out in support of her. Civil society hasn't come out in support of her. There is no newspaper. There is no television station. There's nobody from the business sector. Nobody from academia. No one from the regional municipal. Nobody has ever said, man, leave the woman alone. The woman know what she's doing.
An intellectual,
is she blind?
An intellectual ostracization of her.
Ostracization, yeah.
I can't think of how I would face the public.
But do you realize what everybody in political parties are looking at? All of them are looking and saying, listen, I ain't touching that issue. That issue gonna bite you in your backside. Because anybody, just 6 months before the election campaign begin, anybody from any party that jump and say, well, Asha Kissoon, this is well intent. Nobody's not gonna say that. You know what the public is gonna say. Somebody jump and defend Asha Kissoon. And the lady, well, tell me something. You know anything about her? She has parents, she has children?
I don't know. But it's like, it's a glaring case where you're looking at the world, you're looking at the entire Guyanese population, and you're acting in defiance of everything the average Guyanese holds their principle, you know? Like, how could you do that? I mean, it's like, people are flabbergasted, you know, wow.
Well, if you're looking at us, call in and tell us your feeling about Asha Kissoon on the topic. Sharing the program tonight.
And my good friends in the diaspora, you know, you have another opportunity to bash Bisesa.
693-5188.
Bashing Bisesa.
You have a man in the diaspora who's called here.
Yeah, I know him. He's my friend.
Probably,
you know. He's my two of them to cook
He's
up.
not home
They're my
tonight.
friends.
He's not home tonight.
They're my friends.
Oh, but you're not be home to call me. He's probably busy.
You know. I want to discuss this matter as we are off. This $100,000, $200,000 started off with $200,000.
Oh, your friend calling.
Look so. Hello, good night. You're online.
Yeah, good night, Freddie. I'm getting hooked on your show like a soap opera, right? I'm calling from Toronto, Canada. Fred, I've got a point here that I need you as a political analyst. I've never heard you mention this. Do you know the power of casting a vote in a democracy? Guyana has a democracy, and you have two of the best 1-2 combination in Guyana is President Ali and Barjack Liu. No, you're not going to get that in the Western Hemisphere. Economic genius and a man who, President Ali is an ambassador selling the country. He sells the country internationally. Now, I've lived in Canada for over 40 years, and I know the value of casting your vote. If you don't cast your vote, Fred, like all them fellas abroad who, they sit and they whine and criticize and they make all negative comments. You don't cast your vote, Freddie, you don't have a right to criticize or complain. You do not. You lost that democratic right to criticize. You shouldn't comment over nothing. Some of them sit in America and Canada and all they got to talk is this and that about Guyana. Oh man, come on, Freddie, be supportive. Look at what's happening in Guyana, but he may not become like America and Canada instantly. But people, their lifestyle, the market value of their property, they became instant millionaires. Their property went through the roof, the value. Shouldn't you be happy and proud instead of fighting and whining and criticizing every day, man? Fred, you need to inject this into people. A lot of people out there, they're lost. They're lost.
I've been doing a daily column for decades now. And I confront those people in the diaspora who criticize Guyana and stay outside until I'm fed up. And guess what? I did it in my Chronicle column yesterday. I did it today. You just got to keep banging away at these people.
But there's another point. I also tell some diasporians who think it's all hunky-dory here and they love these people. Why do they come and live here too?
Do you know?
You know what? I could relate to that, sir. I could relate to that. 15 years ago, I invested in service in Guyana. You see, this I'm going to criticize now, and this may sting a little bit, Freddie. Guyanese don't know the value of service or quality service. Everything that's go there and leave a raise. You don't leave a raise for nothing. You get that on merit. If you do something credible, then you get a raise or whatever. But anyway, let me back off.
At the same time also, a lot of people are talking about having a living wage. I wrote a letter the other day. A policeman is getting $100,000 a month. Sometimes they move you from your area to another area and you have additional expense. Come on. Look, the ministers and so on getting a lot of money, maid, servants, drivers, everything, man.
Yeah, but we're all criticizing. You see, if you continue to bash a policeman, and whenever you and your wife fight, go straight to the police station. Everything revolves around the police, right? And you're gonna put them down. Their morale is gonna drop.
Exactly.
Their morale, they don't have this. They don't have this stigma to.
The drive to do something, So you gotta look at both sides,
Don't put them down. Don't put the police down. Police are, if you get a few bad apples in the force, what's wrong?
I am not putting them. I advocating for them to get a better salary, and that was indicating to you. If you just make a simple criticism of the PPP, they cut you down with F and S. I'm telling you that. Even
Well,
It's
who you gonna,
ridiculous.
you know, a lot of these Schumann left Canada and went to Ghana to save the Amerindian, and the Amerindians are getting more help from the president and the PPP ministers. Freddie left. We moved Lennox Schumann to Guyana, right? And I don't want to get into it, but we moved him to Guyana. He went boldly. Oh, I'm gonna represent my Amerindian people. What is he doing for the Amerindian people?
Well, he got the advisor work with the government.
Well, you know what? He went into the mainstream politics. He's not a real true, representative of the people. But anyway.
But on the other hand, I was personal assistant to the president. I simply criticized the corruption, and I got fired immediately.
Well, you're probably going to start your own party. But here, let me remind you.
He started his own party. It's named National Democratic Front. I think he's the only member.
When you enter a race, like any athlete, are you going to enter to come in second or third or fourth? You're going to win. Now, with all the great things this president is doing and the party is doing, you think anybody stand a chance to win in any not federal, in any elections in Guyana? You ain't gonna win.
I appreciate your liking for these guys. So I'm not going to.
No.
I don't fully agree with you, but I'm not going to enter the debate right now because.
You know, I don't live in Ghana, so I don't know all the nitty-gritty of what's happening.
Because the corruption and ease off, you know. Anyway, let's take another call, okay?
Look, Freddie has been you know, when you get mature and you get Freddie is so wise.
Another call is coming in. Can we give the other caller a chance, please?
I'm gone. Okay, take care, bye.
Hello, good night. We lost it. Hello, good night.
That's Mr. Kissoon Show?
Yes, it is. You're online.
Can I make a presentation, sir?
Go right ahead. Just observe the rules and not slander anybody, you know, or libel.
Okay. Is that Mr. Kissoon speaking?
Yes, he's here. Say hello, Kissoon.
I saw. Go ahead, make your point.
Sir, today it was a terrible day at the Muslim church at Peshawar. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
What happened?
No, I'm speaking.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Residents went to collect their pension books at the masjid at Prasad Nagar. Residents from Prasad Nagar, Campbellville, Belier, Lamar Gardens, Bilbeck is it? Over 1,000 residents were there with wheelchair walk with, and nobody turned up till about 11 o'clock.
What?
That is true, so I'm saying.
Hello? Yeah, I'm listening. 1,000. This
over
thing.
1,000 residents.
This thing.
Elderly people were there this morning from 3, 4, 5 o'clock till about 11 o'clock this morning.
A lot of people. There's a lot of noise in the background. Are you part of a discussion going on there? We're not
No,
hearing.
sir, I'm not part of a discussion. I'm speaking to you live on the phone.
Yes. Okay. Sorry about that, man. That thing is happening every year with the collection of pension book. Every year. I dread going to collect mine.
Look, I
at
don't
the Muslim mosque in Torkine.
I try to tell the people, if you're distributing the pension books, announce in some alphabetical way. If you're going to say we're going to take from A to G, so people will know that those from A to G, well, if somebody's slipping, you can still give them. But from A to G, we're giving out now. Well, and then, in other words, you stagger the distribution. But we don't have people who are thinking in this country.
So, continue.
It was published in the newspaper, daily newspaper, today date being one of the date. Lo and behold, when they arrived here, there was nobody arrived to distribute those books, sir. Hence, we had to left and come away.
Oh, so you didn't get your book?
No,
nobody turned up to give books. sir.
All right, okay.
We are sorry about that.
Thanks about that. Let's take this other call. Okay, bye-bye.
It went away.
You got called it?
Call him back. Hello, good night. You're on the air.
Yes, good night, Mr. Kissoon, and good night, Mr. Bissessor.
Good night to you, sir. Miss.
Now, first of all, when you look at the case involving Asha Kissoon, I mean, it's, Asha Kissoon or Asha Kissoon is absolutely ridiculous. You know, she is squatting in the parliament. But Anog should take some responsibility. Let me tell you what I mean. Just after the last general and regional elections, the TNM imploded. The TNM broke up. And Anog had to be aware that the TNM was no longer in existence. Why would Anog send Asha Kissoon to Parliament when the TNM was over? It showed that Anog was not
Could you take that
paying
off?
attention to what was happening. That is all I have to say on that issue for now. The second point, and this is, I think, very relevant to what Mr. Kissoon have been writing over a particular period about a particular so-called independent newspaper. Ever since the genocide started in Gaza, the Stabrook News has not covered anything. They have not reported on what is taking place in Gaza. But the moment the Assad regime collapsed in Syria, the Stabrook News had it on their front page. This tells you something.
The typical mainstream media. Yeah.
Yes, and we know there are those of us in Guyana who are aware of who called the shots for the Stabrook News. There is nothing independent about the Stabrook News. The Stabrook News is biased. It is not independent journalism, and it's time the Stabrook News be called out. It has been getting away with nonsense for years, giving coverage to one-man formations, non-existent organizations, paper organizations, and organizations that have members, including hundreds, don't get coverage. To get coverage, we have to write, we have to put it in letter form to the editor to get published. And even so, it is huge parts of it is chopped and done in such a way to make it look disjointed and incoherent. This is their line. And it's time the people of this country know where the Stabrook News is coming from. The Stabrook News was funded and helped created by the so-called National Endowment for Democracy in the U.S., of which the IRI, the International Republican Institute, the educational arm of the Republican Party, and the National Democratic Institute of the Democratic Party are affiliated. They're involved in color revolutions. They support regime change and all of that. And the Stabrook News is part of that outfit. That is how they got their funding, and that is how they kickstart. And they have their own agenda. That is the Stabrook News. That is what I say for this time.
You know what is
Good night, gentlemen.
Okay.
What is interesting?
Yes, sorry.
What is interesting is that the ICC, the International Criminal Court, it was said by white journalists, seems to have been set up for black people, for colored people. Because the moment a white man...
Members of the Global South, and yes.
Right, the moment a white man got this, they like it. But when the court put out a warrant for Putin, it was okay. But when they put out a warrant for Netanyahu, oh Lord, they were threatened. They were threatened.
Yes.
So that's the reality of the world.
Order, yes.
Do you know, before you go, what's the name of that journalist from... She's American, but she's originally from Iran. She's one of the top journalists in the world.
Palki.
Amanpour?
No, yeah, Palki.
No, not she.
Christian
Amanpour.
Okay.
She, you know what? She didn't name the guy. You know what? When the arrest warrant came out for Netanyahu, she didn't name it, but seemed to be a very big one in the American government saying, no, that is South Africa. That is not for me. He was actually telling Christian Amanpour the courting and the arresting is for Africa. She said that.
Yeah,
but she couldn't name him.
But Christian Amanpour is married to Ruben, who was a former
They're divorced.
State Department spokesman.
They're divorced.
Yes.
And you know the congressman who said plain, they go in Ukraine for the minerals? Openly.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I agree with you in terms of after the party was in disarray, they should have really examined what was going on within the party.
It was there. It was in the papers.
Exactly.
They definitely lapsed there. The whole thing imploded.
Okay.
And they should have said, look, good. Thanks for coming through. Good. Our lines are open. 231-2982.
Yeah, I was saying about the 200 and 100,000.
693-5188.
One of the difficulty I find when you give a household 200,000, we have a lot of single parent household headed by women.
But that is not giving anymore. They're not giving that anymore.
Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing okay.
Okay, I just want to remind Freddie that his boy is in the house tonight. He hasn't gone to bed yet. All right, good night. And I just want to make my little contribution on your Friday night show. I'm appalled. I'm embarrassed with you two 70-year-old guys trying to bash a young woman who is a well-acclaimed, Asha Kissoon. You know, you guys don't know the facts or what. It's a verbal agreement that was done. If Anuk has a problem, there's a court that they can resort to. But you
don't talk nonsense, sir. Don't talk nonsense.
No.
Don't talk nonsense.
Freddie,
you are supporting no one in Guyana, not one person in Guyana from any political party, from any organization has supported what Asha Kissoon did.
Listen,
what are you talking about? Are you going to get on here and support that kind of political culture? It damaged the morality of this country. No one has supported her. When it was raised, when the matter was raised, it's not an issue for the political party. What are you talking about?
And are you Mike saying
can you please,
the residents? Are you saying the residents?
You know, I don't want to listen to you because you're justifying depravity. No, I live in this country, and no one in this country has supported Asha Kissoon because we are decent people in this country. No one will support her.
And you started off by disrespecting the two of us. You're saying we are not entitled to our views.
Are you talking about age?
The public of Guyana.
Are you talking about age?
The public of Guyana are not entitled to their views according to you.
No.
You don't seem to understand.
No.
The woman has no support in our country. No one has come out. Name me one minister, name me one political party that has supported her.
I have pressed the wrong, I have mashed your toe here tonight.
You not mash my toe. You're demonstrating disrespect for my country and the politics of Guyana.
It's demonstrating the asinity of both of you guys tonight who's trying to damage a woman. And you guys talking about women.
You damage a woman? What is wrong with this guy?
You're damaging yourself, Mike.
You're damaging yourself. Nobody has supported the woman. Can't you understand English?
Does that make it right? Does that make it right?
Hello. Do we have a right?
No.
The same way you have a right? Do we have a right? Do Guyanese have a right to condemn it?
I am annoyed that you could see what that woman has done and come here and justify it.
Oh my God. No. Can you allow me to say what I have to say and then you can rebut?
I am not rebutting you. Say your nonsense and then leave.
No. But be tolerant about it. This is a democracy.
You're tolerant about Asha Kissoon is tolerant of democracy? Asha Kissoon is tolerant of principles? You don't seem to understand, sir. Don't you get it? Nobody in Guyana Nobody in Guyana will go out of their way to support her because they know what.
Calm down, Freddie. Calm down.
When I hear things like these, you're abusing the forum.
No,
you're abusing the forum.
But
you started with your nonsense. We are 70-year-old people. We don't have a right to speak because of our age.
Take him off. But we have a right to criticize too. He's saying we don't have a right to criticize.
He's criticizing us.
She's a public figure.
Woman got 243 votes and staying in parliament.
Good night.
So tune down your volume. So tune down your volume. Take that. Hello?
Hello. Good night.
Yeah, good night. I'm calling, I'm watching your program, I'm enjoying it. I'm totally in agreement with you all in terms of Asha Kissoon. She has broken the policy of the small party in terms of when is our turn to sit in and out of parliament, which is basically she is portraying an undemocratic approach. And the whole of Guyana is talking about it in terms of the bad reputation what she has created and also has toppled the democracy of the parliament. However, I think that the Speaker of the House should have interject also with GCOM in order to bring this conflict to resolution. I think what ANOG and the other small party should do next when they're about to join, make sure that everything is done through a legal process, meaning a court order. So who have to take the seat within a certain time, it must be legally assigned everything so that when the time meet, they would have to leave the parliament as opposed to experiencing this atrocity.
The reality is any contract that you sign that is opposed to the laws of the Guyana is null. So you cannot, even if they sign something, it will not be legitimate in that legal sense. What happened is that there is a recall law, and GCOM should have acted on the recall law. If the head of a list requests the recall of an MP, that is the law. GCOM is supposed to act and recall that MP. That's it. Hello? Good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes. We are hearing the television and something in the background. Could you take it off, please?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, you're on air.
Yeah, good night, sir.
Good night.
I would like to say something about Asha Kissoon. I think you all say that the first person who going to parliament is 2 years. The second person is 2 years. And then the third person is remaining at the time or whatsoever. So Asha is the second person who's supposed to go in second. I got to give she a chance to go second, so she takes a second chance.
No, that is not how it, that is not what happened, sir. That is not what happened. Asha Kissoon
got the least vote, okay?
Wait, let's use this phone.
No, I can take it again.
Can you take that off?
Yeah.
We don't need.
Hello?
I can take it.
Yeah, that is not what happened, sir. Asha Kissoon got 243 votes.
I hear all of that, but what I want to say, who's supposed to go second? Let me know. You play your card and you everybody is second.
Well,
and she take the second.
It's like we give you a chance,
sure.
and you stab us in the back,
She didn't go
right?
second. She didn't go second.
She was given a chance.
She was given a chance to get some experience in parliament.
She should not give him a chance to make agreement. Agreement is an agreement.
Okay.
For second and third.
Okay.
You give her your second. You give away your second. You're in a line, going up to collect something.
So tell me something.
You become the third person.
Tell me something.
You become the third person.
Tell me something. That is the way you see life? Life doesn't have principles. Life doesn't have morality. Like there's no such thing as an agreement. What?
Yes. Okay. That is my take.
All right. Thanks.
Hello. I want to ask something more, Mr. Freddie.
Yeah.
But here the president was talking about the 10% raise for public servants. I didn't hear you talk anything about the public servants and pensions. When they come up at 55, they don't get public service, get a public service pension. Did they get the 10%?
I don't know, sir. I really can't say that. I really don't know.
You can't say that?
No, thanks.
But then another thing, the 100,000 that they're giving out. So, Mr. Basis, I think that money too small, man. There is only Christmas Eve night money.
I can't agree with you, okay? All right, bye-bye. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Yes, you're on air.
A very good night to you, sir.
Same to you, sir.
I got three things to say. Quickly, I would wanted to get rid of this here. Now, a number of opposition across this country, including additional parties, is arise to the table to conduct or contest this election that is coming, but they have some baggage that they had last year pertaining to bloated lists and a number of dead persons on WhatsApp, and they want a number of changes. Well, my concern as a citizen of this country, I mean, the comment is, it's there all the time. What I would like them to do as opposition leaders and of parties that taking part or was a part of elections, with all these claims that persons who died is voting, I would like them to show the evidence of names that they say that is on the list that was voted and their person that was voted. That is one. Secondly, there is a name that is circulating in our country that I wanted our people to take very heed of, because it's saying that Guyana will be the next Dubai. However, there is two sides of Dubai. There's a rich side and there's a very poor side that persons may not know. I don't want that spirit in Guyana. That is not the fight of Dr. Chedi Jagan. Chedi Jagan was a man of the poor working class people. A very respectable man that does not see his name and face no longer in existence in this country. The very people that rules this country need to take example of Dr. Chedi Jagan, especially when you're dealing with the poor working class. And if probably my understanding of a poor working class is persons who currently working in this country for less than $60,000 a month. People like cleaners and securities and other persons with very low wages that have children, have commitment, who have a voice to these people. Wake up tomorrow morning, go to school and find out how much a cleaner is getting. And the very security that is guarding that place, find out how much they're getting to take home.
You're absolutely correct.
Right? These are very poor working class people. They don't have a voice. And thirdly, now I want persons to know that I love my country. I'm in love with my country. I love to see betterment in this country. But what is going on here? It is not right. We need to sit down as people, as community leaders, as a government, as a region or wherever, and make betterment for our country. Now, I'm going to show you one thing, and I go on my way. I don't want to take up your time. There is a cleanup campaign that's going on. You check it and see across Georgetown or wherever. I want you to go on your vehicle when this program done and look at one place. There's duty circling all over this country. And you just make one step from Regent Street straight coming back towards east, let me see, east, west, south. I think it's north, coming back towards north. That alleyway. You check it and see for years. I don't know who's responsible for cleaning this country. If it's the mayor, city council, whosoever, take up that. Those alleyways straight across from border going straight down to the bank. I want them tomorrow morning to get up and go look. These places don't clean. Don't clean. What happened to these places? Why is it neglected? Anyway, one more thing, and I wanted to go on. This woman that named Kissoon is an embarrassment to this country. And I support you guys. That's a disgrace to know a woman. You know, I can be honest. I've been like this woman when she started out. I said this is a very good, intelligent young woman that would start up young people. But after what happened there,
the phone is
she's
working.
an embarrassment to this country. Anyway, sir, thank you so much for your time.
I agree with you. I used to say that the WPA used to say Rodney lives, but they forgot his ideology. Now they're saying Chedi Jagan, but his legacy is gone. I had a letter in the press the other day that said the lean, clean government of Chedi is a thing of the past. And I mentioned clearly that the gap between the rich and the poor of this country is widening in geometric proportion. And you can see it. I was saying this thing about the 100, so the single parent...
I don't agree with that. I think that's not so.
The gap
I think there's been significant improvement.
Improvement, but it's widening. Hello, good day, good night.
Hello?
Good night.
Hello?
It's cut off.
I think we have I phoned the operator. I suspect that something was wrong with our landline.
Let him call the landline to see whether...
I called it, it's not working.
Not working, okay.
No. I think what...
That's why people are using landline to call you.
Right. I think what people are missing, what need to be said about the Asha Kissoon affair is that, as Leonard Craig said it eloquently in the program Wednesday, this lady is sitting as a parliamentarian, and there's controversy about why she's there. She must have the decency to say to the country, this is my position. For example, we are criticizing her. She has no support for
Try to explain why she's doing what she's doing.
Right.
Give us some kind of reason.
And so she helps herself.
Right.
She helps herself and she helps the country because she needs to say, I am doing something
for reason
that I need to do. This is the plan I have. I have tabled a bill that would help this country, and I'm hoping that it passes in part. I mean, the newspapers called her. She said, "I'm legally there." Nobody is disputing. I don't think anybody, even if she's legally there, and it shows that she's legally there. The question is, should she be there?
The question to her, should Shuman have remained and not allow her to get into Parliament? Yeah, I was just saying this, as a single parent.
And that guy that called, we should have told him the reason why Asha Kissoon is there, because then Shuman did the decent thing.
Exactly. So when the 200 go into a household, but you have the single parent household with women.
Let's take that.
getting $100,000.
Let's take that.
It hasn't. It's come off.
It's come off.
So
there's no $200 house.
I understand. I just told you the single parent home would have gotten 200, but you might have a single parent, a woman there with 4 children below 18. She's getting 100,000. And I am saying this handout business, we need a professionally run welfare system to tackle the poverty in this country. I'm going to repeat again, there is a poverty program. A lot of people don't know about it. There's a poverty program at the Ministry of Labor. It's called Difficult Circumstances. Yours truly I was advised of the minister when I fought for that program, and it's operating. A lot of people do not know about it. If you have a death in the family, you can go there, you can get assistance. If you have some difficulties, you can go there, you can get some assistance. But I would like to see a national welfare system. For instance, we have free tuition, but a lot of people in Essequibo, in Region 10 and Region 6 who are poor, they can't afford the rent, so they can't enjoy free education. Good night, you're on air.
Yeah, good night, Freddie. You're going on. What's all this problem about this money thing? Why all this problem supposed to come down but this 100,000, what kind of... Some people said the money too little bit. You understand? Nobody never give this country one cash grant yet. Not other government in this country never give nobody nothing yet in this country. Why people getting on like this, man? Watch other day, right? Other day, me and somebody opposition people them they attack because of Guyanese I believe, so we got share opinion. Them people listen tell me, right, that when AFNU been in power, they not had oil money to do what they're supposed to do. Right? So I'm say, okay, but before AFNU, he not had one government been in this country, sir. How much thing the government to do without oil money? You not gonna forget oil money for give a poor man a house lot.
Sorry.
You're not gonna forget get petrol money for give somebody poor one house lot for them make them house. Donald Ramotar did that, Jack Dale do that, Air Fanalia do that. Why have no been do the same thing? But they have to get petrol money to do that? The first thing when them going, they raise them salary. But they not check on the teacher, they forget to raise the salary, they not check on public servant, they forget to raise the pay. You know? So I don't know where this madness, nonsense, some people is like get them thing, then this out of them head, right? Then he got his next jackass. What name again? Glenn Lal.
Hello. Let the man finish now.
Then this man wake up at Jack Dale. When this man, before this man speak Jack Dale, them a thief. Let me tell you something. If somebody...
Be careful with how you name the call people. Right now, you know. Go ahead.
Them a thief all the money, them a thief all the oil money, them a squander, all thing what this man attack, right? Tell me something, man. You not got to lie in this country would have gone hold them already and lock them up to what they're doing.
They control the law, sir.
Why blasphemers gotta be so stink in this country, man? This one I blame, that one I blame. So you've been in power. The next one been in power. Why when are you come out and
the monitor is gone.
All this nastiness, buddy. Wait, man, this country can't run in a loving manner, in a loving way.
What's wrong with the phone?
Okay, thank you very much. The thing is, the APNU went in and they promised to lock up people and jail people who were corrupt. They did not do that. Then the PPP said the PNC was corrupt and we're going to lock them up, and it didn't happen. Apparently, these two parties don't lock up each other, okay? When they're in power, they control the law. They don't lock up each other. I was with the AFC, and we promised the people we can jail those people who are corrupt, but we didn't do it. And the PPP promised the same thing, and they didn't do it. So I am tired of hearing when you criticize the PPP, they point to the PNC. When you criticize the PNC, they point to the PPP. Hello, good night.
Good night. This is Mr. Kissoon Show.
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
sir. You got to lower your volume there at the back. We're hearing ourselves.
The feedback.
With this Asha Kissoon thing, you see that people not going to vote for third party anymore in this country. And that is, she makes things bad for that. And you know that, Mr. Kissoon.
Of course.
That people not going to trust third party because they try with the AFC. The AFC, the people that just want power. The AFC people was more power drunk than the PNC people.
I believe so. I believe so. I do believe so.
Like telling you that they were more power drunk, I said, what? They let down what? The AFC let down this whole country. So we don't want to hear about third party. Anyway, the ruling party, we're talking about the PPP. The PPP is a very good party, but they got some people they put in position. Some of them don't have no qualification. And I could name them, but I don't want to embarrass people on the air. And they're doing a lot of corruption. When you see REO sign into corruption, and I got a whole list REO and people signing to corruption to corruption is very bad. But Mr. Fanali have to clean up the slate. When he go in there for the next term, you have to clean up. But I want the REO them and the superintendent of works, let they hear that they must pay back this money. They must pay back the money because they fully well know what they're doing. They're enriching themselves. They must pay back the government money.
Well, who's to ensure that?
Who's to ensure that?
Yeah.
I can't bring private criminal charges against these people, although I have the evidence.
The thing is, a lot of these people are employed by the president himself. And if the president, I remember the president went to Berbice.
What do you mean he's employed by the president himself? They're employed by the government.
No, the ministers are
by the government.
The ministers are employed by
No, but don't put the emphasis on the president.
No, the ministers are employed.
Anyway, so go ahead.
You do that thing with the president and you got a vindictive. I'm talking about the government employ them.
Yeah, but who's going to take action? I'm asking you, who's going to take action?
If I can find private criminal charge against these people and I got the evidence, I want to pay back this money.
Well, you could do that. Otherwise, the government has to act against them. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you. Who is going to do it? Nobody's doing it. Under the coalition, nobody's doing it now. And it's our money. You're right.
Yeah, because this one signs some bare-faced fraud. Bare-faced fraud and nobody is not saying nothing. And let me show you something. One thing I like what the opposition has said, that same Aubrey Norton was drawing $1.8 million a month. We either saying that let me get this in each region you must got some corruption, some community, some thing that you could phone in and you could tell the people what the corruption and all these things. And that's supposed to happen. But then when you study about getting 1.8 million with the money.
What we need are independent commissions in this country that are independent. Like the ombudsman must be given teeth to enforce. He's not given teeth, okay? So he's there to hold people accountable, but he needs resources and he needs teeth to act. And that's the problem we face. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
I spoke to the operator. I don't think our landline is working.
Hello, good night. Good night.
Hello?
Hello, good night. You're on air.
Yes, Mr. Ginger.
Yes.
And Freddie. Right.
We're getting a feedback. We're getting the feedback. You got to lower down your
TV
or your phone.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, down Guyana there is like everybody trying to score on what you call the lowest life of people in there.
about single parent. These single parents didn't get kids overnight. They had to be with a man to get kids. Where are the parents for the man that make these kids? Number two, we got a big strike here in Canada right now with Canada Post. Shut down the country with Canada Post. Guess what? Nobody bothers it. Everything is being blamed on the president. That guy can't be in every position. He has people to execute their duties, and if they don't do it, he doesn't know until somebody gets caught. Number three, that judge that sent that person that's on the trial there, the High Court, the Court of Appeal rejected that, and she decided to go. Where is the law and order you guys beating up all the time?
What judge and what the judge did, and I don't.
Nandalal was on the program the other day that the judge had no right, no power to release Brutus' wife to go to the States on medical. Tell me how much Guyanese that suffer in life can jump on a plane and go. Calvin Brutus' wife is on, they got all the charges, but she get to go at the front of the line out of the country, and Nandalal says that the Court of Appeal says no, they rejected her, but then the other judge sent her out. They took the passport and they sent her out.
So she's back.
Right? I don't know if she's back or not, but what I'm saying is the law system. In Canada here, no judge can go and tell striking workers, you strike and you go to court. No part in the world I ever hear that striking workers have a right to receive salary when you're on strike. No part in the world.
I wrote about that. No, that never happened, and it will never happen.
Canada, the postal workers are on strike.
You don't get paid when you go on strike. That's a risk you take.
That's right, but this is the law there, how they flip the law to suit with all of them that is criminal, that are doing all these things. You got the APNU, what they said that they never know that all these things are going on. We can't do no apologies because we don't know what's going on. How you ask a 4-year-old kid, put 32 man go in a basket and 33 in a basket, which one? A 10-year-old will tell you which one more big. And then this guy is going, and what they're doing, manipulating the Amerindians, because that's the only way they can get some more vote. BCSR, you got to face the coffee now, you got to smell the brew, you got to understand that you are being, let's say you're upset that you get fired, you start another party. Guyana got 50 parties. In my days, I used to follow a man named Dr. Ganraj Kumar, Liberator Party. Very nice guy.
Yeah, I know him.
Right. So those are the times. When I was in the PYU, I fought with the late, what was his name? Tika.
Vincent Tika, yeah.
Vincent Tika used to come in my area, and a whole truckload of us used to run behind him because you're young, you're wild, you're being brainwashed by the party. Now, guess what? When we used to face Burnham at that time, where were all Bisesar and all these guys where they are today used to fight Burnham in those days? We lie in the trenches, the groove when the army come in the drains. When the army come in, we black ballot boxes, mud in your skin. Army come in and arrest you. Where were all these guys who jumping up about democracy?
May I just respond one thing? Mr. Bishesa family are in America. I stayed here. I fought the Burnham regime, and Freddie can bear that out. I got licks, jail, and torture. And I still remain in this country.
That is right. That is right. I didn't disrespect.
No, so exclude me from that. And I am saying to you, I can be trusted because I was personal assistant to the president and I criticized the corruption. I got fired. I am principled. I will do what I say I will do.
Here, no, you can't have.
I could have migrated. I could migrate.
You didn't. But you didn't.
I'll tell you right now, there is the liberal and the conservative going to power. All of them coming for your vote. Oh, we can change the law. We can change this. Look in Canada, man walking right now last week. They go in 3 malls, take a hammer, break all the glasses of all these toll all the jewelry. Guys from 16 years to 20 years. And all the security guards are standing there, and check on the website, go to YouTube, you're going to see how much jewelry store got robbed in Canada here today for last 2 weeks. And the police and everybody, don't touch them. The insurance is going to pay. Here in Canada, if you go with your insurance and you make 2 claims, guess what? You're out the door. They don't give you insurance.
Well, maybe that's why I haven't migrated to Canada.
That's right. I tell you, Canada is too peaceful. That's why Trump put on the tariff, because Canada is too peaceful. People come here across the border and they're gone. That's what killing Canada, because we believe in too much of sanctity.
Wait. Because what?
We believe in the sanctity of the immigrants and all these people that's coming in. I agree. Look, I hate.
But why you against the immigrants coming in? You are one?
No, I came through the front door, not the back door. I am talking about the back door of this country.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Why didn't you stay in Guyana like Bisesar and fight for the rights of the people? Thank you very much.
No.
Here, I left there in 1984, bro. Right? And that time, I would have been a drunkard or being depressed. But because I had the opportunity, I never come through the back door. I came through to Canada in 1984, October, and I fought my way right up to the top. I built myself. No handout, no single parent, no welfare,
And if I may, I was in Canada in 1980. I could have gotten asylum because of what happened to me. I came back home.
Not asylum. That's what I'm saying.
I could have gotten that and remained legally there.
Asylum. You're coming through the right thing. You apply for a visa, you get a visa. I was a welder at Guyanese, MV Comarca, Steve Nen. I was one of the welders on those boats. I came here, I worked with Caterpillar. I came and did my service for 40 years. So it's not the background, but every time you guys go, single parent, and the kids are going astray, and kids are doing this, where are the father for these kids? Them parent, one woman got with 5 months, she make kids now, not all of them. Some of
all
them
right, yeah, I saw. You said that before.
Okay, thank you very much.
But let me face the facts. No way in your life history that you ever get money in the country, you accept and bless, things will come in Alberta. They give money to every citizen, $500 per year in Alberta. Used to, but then they stop. So Guyana going to start, that money will come every year, but if I make a promise I'm going to give you money, guess what? Everybody going to look for it, and one day you screw up, you're home.
Okay, so, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, hello. Good night, sir.
Good evening. You're on the air. Go ahead, madam.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you guys. What I want in this country, I heard you guys is saying about Burnham. I lived through those times, so I knew it well. So now, hello?
Yes, go ahead. We're listening.
Yes,
we're listening to you, so we wouldn't interrupt you. We're listening.
Okay. Yes, I heard this guy from Canada and there is corruption in this country. As I told you, I come from since Burnham time. I don't know why some of these people don't want to understand that there is corruption in this country. There is. And what I want in this country is nothing is getting right. There is no proper water.
No, man, no, I can't agree with you. Do you live here?
I live here.
Excuse me. Do you live here, madam?
Yes, sir. I'm living in Guyana.
And there's no water in Guyana? There's no proper water?
Right.
No proper
She's correct.
There's no proper water?
Some areas have. My area, you can't drink the water. You can't even wash your clothes with the water.
You can't, and sometimes you don't have water. The pressure is down.
Sure, iron.
down or flat, sir. You can't get the pressure. I always complain. I complain to Irfan. Like a years and a half now, I complain about him. Yes, he do send these guys. But what I want in this country, I want it right in this country. I wanted to see there is place that you can go and there is nobody's going to take care of you. They don't care. What I'm saying now, why people take the position? Why do you, when you didn't get a position, you begging the creator, oh God, let me get this thing. And when you get it, why you don't do the works that you have to do? That's what we want. We want it right. There's one word only, sir. We want it right in this country. You go to the government place, they will get you here, there. I put in for land how many years? I paid 2 years now. I paid for my land. And you know, when I go back, I can't even see the land as yet. I even can't stamp it and everything. Now, when I go back to Breeden for the office, you know my lot number. When I push my hand, it was 163. You know, when I go back, they change it to 1,090. And still, I'm not seeing the house lot. I read the minister or somebody other day. They told me come to Lenora and bring all your documents, like 2 weeks now. You get a call couple days, ma'am, couple days now. 2 weeks have passed. That's what I'm saying. Nothing right is doing it. I don't know what these people overseas, whoever, Guyanese, these coolie, they will not speak what is right. I don't know if they want this.
What did you say? These coolies?
No, not police. These coolie people.
No. How could you refer to people like that? Indian people. Not that is a derogatory term, madam.
Ma'am, sir, I'm an Indian too, but I see who these people are.
No, don't use, madam, don't use that derogatory term to describe an ethnic group in Guyana. It's African Guyanese and Indian Guyanese.
All right,
let me tell you, sir, I am an Indian. I live since Burnham time, through his time. Can I tell you something? Fact by God, this is no lie. Now, if you go to the clinic, you go to the station, you go to the hospital, you go to any government place, do you think you know what these Indians do? They will watch you and do like they don't even know you. You know, by God's name, I am not lying. You know who you can go and speak to? These black people. They will speak so nice and gentle. But our Indian, I don't know.
Madam, you cannot generalize like that. I have visited the hospital with my wife, and I have met excellent African and Indian attendants, receptionists, nurses. You can't generalize like that.
No. I am telling you.
Try to avoid that, madam. Try to avoid that.
Madam, you may have. I have bad experience.
And good one.
Every Guyanese have bad experience. You go to the front desk, somebody, you know.
We have good and bad in every.
You can't generalize like that. And in any case, for someone who's speaking publicly, you should not in future refer to people in those derogatory terms. We don't say the N-word. We don't call people Portuguese. We don't say Bok people. It's Amerindian Portuguese. I hope you remember that.
Okay, all right. Let me say it. Do you think I'm lying, sir? I am telling the fact truth, and I'm calling the creator name.
I am not saying you're lying. That is your experience, and you should not generalize it.
I have had very good treatment from Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese, and I was in the hospital.
I don't understand your point about Indian people. I mean, there are all kinds of good policemen, and they're bad policemen. The police force is a good police force. It just has some bad eggs.
Let's not generalize, okay? Thank you very much.
I'm telling you by my real Indian boy like me. When you go to these places, they would do like they don't know you.
That's your experience.
Madam, anything else? Anything else?
You know, I just wanted to get it clear that if they can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
well.
things is not going right.
Well,
okay, madam.
We were treated well by both Indians and blacks.
Okay, madam.
Thank you very much. The problem in this country is we have some people, no matter what the PNC do, they defend it. No matter what the PPP do, they defend it. And you criticize the PNC, they cost you. You criticize the PPP, they cost you. We got to avoid this thing. A person have a right in this country to belong to a party. Thank you. Good night.
Good evening.
Yes. You are on the show.
Good evening.
You're on the show.
Yeah, go on.
Yes. I've listened to both of you gentlemen. Good evening, Mr. Kissoon and Mr. Bisasser. I listened to some of those callers. I mean, you're the host. You have a right to terminate those calls.
No. You got to give. It's a call-in program, and you have to give people. They're entitled to the right to say things. A person is entitled to come on this program and say Sachin Tendulkar is not a good cricketer. They have the right to their opinion. Now, you could tell them you don't agree.
Right. But when you're on public television and you broadcast it and you're using derogatory term, I'm an Indian.
No, we corrected her. We corrected her. And she did concede she shouldn't say such a word. She did concede.
And then but she bamboozles Indians what treatment she got also.
Well, you got to give her. She has a right. She has a right to say, look, Indian people treated me badly, but
we corrected her.
People know she's just generalizing, but even the dull and ignorant must have their say so.
Yes, I agree with that. The other thing too, on your Friday night show, there's numerous callers because this is the only night you get a call in and voice an opinion. And you should try and minimize some of those calls. They're very lengthy. You agree with me?
And they're repetitive sometimes.
Yes.
Of course. The other thing, I'd like to give my opinion. Freddie, in any organization, when the organization is going downwards, where does the buck stop? Not the CEO or the chairman? Would you agree with me?
Yes, I think the head.
Going down,
I think the head is responsible, but the head is not a ubiquitous person. You cannot blame the police commissioner. You cannot blame the police commissioner if some black sheep. Sorry to use the word black sheep. When some traffic chief. A traffic cop. I mean, I know
in the long run.
I know the long run,
not in every issue in the long run.
Freddie, I'll make my point short.
Yes, sir.
If an organization look at Xerox, when Xerox is going down, where did the blame fall? On the CEO.
I don't know. I take your point. I take your point.
Okay,
the buck stops at the.
Obviously, I noticed. This is what I noticed, and this is my opinion. You've been defending the president because you may be a good friend of his, and I agree with that. But when there are issues that affect the nation and people all over the country and even outside the country are aware of these issues, how come the president is not aware and take action? I don't see that happening.
No, man, he does. He does.
I disagree with Freddie.
He does.
Freddie, please, let me get my voice in.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, look, for example, look at the NP tab. How many corruption you hear about it? Where is any action taken on MP tab? That's a good example. And I'll give you two living one. Like I just returned from Guyana. Look at the coca that happens look at the coca that's built in Schoonord Vorsil's area. Almost $1 billion been stuck there for almost a year and a half. Where is the Ministry of Agriculture? Where is the president? The president was there. He said he wasn't aware. This is a year and a half. Going into 2 years. Here's the other one. Look at the other one that critics started. Over almost close to 9 months, if I'm not mistaken. And it's stuck there. What happened to those projects? Who is paying for these? Don't you think people are responsible for those actions? Don't you think people have the right to voice opinion? And there are thousands more I could name, but I won't go to the depth of that. But your people need to understand their place and position to represent the people. Do you see that happening? How could you ignore that when it's all over the country you're hearing that? Corruption's at the scream of the crop in that land. You know, and I'm looking to return because I'm doing a lot of things to return. But when you look across the country, I don't know how anybody could defend a president knowing he's the leader of that country for less than 1 million people with all the ministers they got. Come on, man, you gotta have a better sense to ignore these things. Thank you.
the corruption at Empatap, some person get 50, they bid 50 million more than others, and they get the contract. Look, Ed Hill fired a contractor the other day, okay? But you have a guy going to the same church who has 300 million to repair.
Be careful.
No. 300 million to repair airport in the interior airstrip. And 2 years have gone, and he ain't meet quarterway, but he's not fired. But he's going to the same church with Mr. Ed Hill, but he fired somebody else. No, that's not libelous. That's fact. That can be proven.
Well,
I know that can be proven. I am saying, let him answer why the airport that the guy has $300 million contract is 2 years gone. It didn't finish, but the other guy was fired with 9 months late. Good night.
Good night. I'm calling about the program here.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, there's a lot of noise in the background. There are a lot of voices in the background.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this Freddie?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I want to say something about the president. Right? When he was going for the president, he had a meeting in Puerto Rico. He promised everybody that you will see everybody get a vehicle under the button hole. Right? I want to know if you better give them free or you have to work for it and get it. That's one. Right? Number two, you fail from your promise. Right? So you what's so long you apply for a house flat, you can't get it. Right? Good. Number three, next thing this won't go the president of the country, for we people, for citizens. You hear me? Hello?
Yeah. We can't talk when you're talking, but we hear and we listen to you.
What going to do for we citizens in this country? Nothing going to do for we people here. You have your own people them who you going to and give. Right? That be fair?
Of course not.
I'm not sure you're putting it over correctly. He go and give his own people. People say that all the time. Anyway,
there is cronyism, you know. There is cronyism and friendlyism, you know.
Anyway, so continue. Anything else?
Look at simple Suriname. They get aisle. Then everybody citizen in that country get money in their account. Right? What happened to we citizens here?
What you anyway, yeah. Anything else, sir?
Come on, let me tell you facts, right? That is not fair, right? And next thing, the people who they overseas, they have nothing to say properly. They talk bullshit. Why you not come back in Guyana here level? To face what we're facing here. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Good. Bye-bye.
Hello? Good night.
Good night, guys. I would like to respond to the previous caller to this one here. The guy sounds like he's from overseas, talking about, Empatap and all of that. I've been living in the United States. I came here in 1987. And it's 2024. The John F. Kennedy Airport is still being built. And these are the guys who come over here and they complain about delayed projects on a country that is just starting development and transformation, and they talk all this crap. Ask him if he knows who are getting all the contracts for all the highway, the Van Wyck Expressway and all the Long Island Expressway. There is only a group of people from the New York State, a group of people who are getting these contracts perpetually. Every 2-3 years, the roads need to be resurfaced. They don't see this. They came to this country and they met all of this. They these countries have been developed for over a century, and they came and they met this, and they expect that for Guyana. So it is unfair for them to come and spew their nonsense talking about they want to go back, they come back over here, but I see them every morning with boo-boo in their eyes going into the train, and they don't get back till like 10, 12 in the night. So I just want to put that to rest, that if anyone who has traveled to the United States... Yeah, everyone who have traveled to the United States...
You interrupted the Guyana time.
Ginger, let the man have his say, please.
Well, you do the same next time.
This is not... listen to me. Please, give me a chance. Let me
speak. Go ahead, sir.
Respond to these. The diasporans are ridiculous. Some of them, not all of them. I don't want to put everybody in one bucket.
Are you living in Guyana, sir?
No,
Why don't you come and live in Guyana?
No, listen to me.
Well?
Listen to me. Listen to what... I am not condemning what's happening there. And so living in Guyana doesn't mean you living in Guyana, but you are not making a contribution.
I am condemning what's going on here. I live here.
Please, let me finish. Try not to interject and try to be demeaning to me.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
As a big man,
I
am addressing a situation.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm addressing a situation, and this is ridiculous. And the previous caller, the lady that called before, she's not living in Guyana. Give me a break. When she says she made a statement and she contradicts herself. When I go back there, come on, you guys got to pick these things up. And these people are being set up. There's a group in New York here, a group of old men that sits all day drinking coffee free in a Burger King, and they are planning these things. I'm not going to call names, but some of these guys, they see this. The inconvenience of John F. Kennedy Airport today. People, and they don't say a word. They have to go through the cold, walk through the alleyway to get a car. They can't even get a cab in front of their terminal.
Why are you?
They don't see this.
Is that what you're on to condemn all of these people? You have no good people over there?
Listen to me. I'm not saying
why are you
you're not
paying
attention. Please, you're not paying attention. I'm saying I did make a statement before, a disclaimer. I'm not putting everybody in the same bucket, but you get these people
that's what you're doing all the time.
He's not doing that. You said there are some people. There's some people who are doing that.
Business as a big man like you, I expect you to be. You're educated. You should understand this. Try not to put your.
The problem with you is that you don't seem to see the government doing anything good.
Yeah, but the problem with you, when the other guy was criticized,
but tell me something.
When the other guy was
don't see this government doing anything good.
When the other guy was
you have a right. You have a right to.
When the other guy was criticizing the PPP, you interrupted him all the time. You interrupted him all the time when he was criticizing the PPP.
I interrupted nobody.
You did that just now. But when he's for the PPP, but you don't want him interrupted. You are biased too.
I am getting just...
You interrupted the other guy 10 times when he was criticizing the PPP.
I interrupted.
This guy was on before, he's on a second time.
This guy
doesn't give somebody else a chance. He keeps talking about his diaspora.
Could you give the man a chance, please?
Yeah, but
go ahead, sir.
Let him deal with this.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Can I repeat what I'm saying? I'm not saying that all that. There is a group of them that calls into these programs condemning what's happening. Guyana is just it's an infant growing into development right now. We are seeing this, and if we look around, there's tangible evidence of this. It may not be perfect. There's nothing perfect in development. In coming, there's going to be disruptions. We have to get used to this. But I'm telling you, a country like the United States, and every state you go to, there is always development, there's disruptions, there is detours. The inconvenience is there because you have to keep going. Guyanese need to grow into that. But
and we must not criticize, right?
No.
Must not criticize.
Diasporans, they come here and they see this, that everything is like, high tech and whatever. They expect Guyana to be like that. This is only 4.5 years, bro. So come on. And we got to be objectively looking at things to understand what's happening. And if we are blindsided or don't see it this way, then...
Well, you need to come and live here and see what's happening here, sir.
Listen to this guy again. You're so myopic in your views.
No. You are myopic. No. You keep talking about the diasporians. Talk about what's going on in Guyana. Do we have corruption in Guyana?
Listen to... Where's corruption? Where's your evidence?
Oh, you don't see any? I see.
But you keep talking, but the man is right. When next you come on this program, must bring your evidence.
Hello, we condemn the coalition. Did they produce evidence? Was the coalition corrupt?
That is how you're going to argue. The coalition.
No.
That is how the man is right. The man is right. The next time you come here, bring your evidence.
Did the PVP produce evidence that the coalition was corrupt?
we got to go. The operator said the operator said we're 3 minutes over time. We got to respect our operator.
The corruption is deep-rooted.
Next time, bring your evidence. Next time, bring your evidence.
Ramatar, the presidential candidate, said the corruption was deep-rooted.
So we gotta go. We can't do the operator.
Everybody know the corruption is deep-rooted?
No, we gotta go.
You and him?
We can't do the operator this. We gotta go.
Mike,
all I'm saying, next time, bring the evidence. All you do, you come here, corruption.
How come?
Just here. Next time you come, bring your. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about you in 2024, December, saying there's corruption. Bring it. I don't want to hear about corruption. I want to see the corruption that you, as the leader of a political party, said have. I am only going to accept it when you bring the evidence.
If we publish so often,
you keep talking, you're repetitive, corruption. Do the decent thing and bring the evidence.
It was in the press showing the people.
So we gotta go. Thanks for being with us.
50 million ahead.
We gotta go. We gotta go, sir.
You are denying corruption.
Next time, I'm telling you, next time bring the evidence and stop repeating corruption.
Next time you
bring it on the floor. Bring it on the table here.
Next time you feel condemn the coalition,
bring it on the table here.
Too.
When the coalition is done, and gone, you know what you're doing? For a man who from a political party, you're not going to get one vote except your own, because nobody's going to vote for you. When you keep telling them the corruption and you're not bringing the evidence.
You want to come a PPP talk show man.
I'm a PPP talk show man.
You have a column.
I have no apologies. I defend the PVP, and you are just insanely obsessed with the people. Guess what? I am from no party asking people to vote for me. You're not going to get even one vote because people just think you're crazy. Thanks for being with us. We will see you next week.
Sorry about that. Listen, my apologies.
Bye-bye.